Ritik, you won't get a certificate after this session. What happens is this is just a study group. We're just going to go through the same things that the course teaches and give you some time to practice. After that, you'll basically have to go to Google Skills and sign up for their 7-day free trial and do their training and the exams there. That's how you get the thing. Right, so back here, and I should share my screen. Where'd my screen share go? There we go. Share. And yeah, so today we are doing AI for content creation. The Google Drive is, I just shared that with you guys. And I will actually share it with folks on YouTube as well. And I'll pin that. Okay, thank you for bearing with me, folks. This is fun. So I gave you the Google Drive link. In there, you'll see the 7-week study course. Actually, I gave you the link that gives you both. And here's course creation, content creation. So if you go into today's drive, you'll see we have some sample docs, a launch report, and a recruiting flyer. And we also have the PDFs from Google. That's what you will see when you're doing the course officially. I just put them in here as well. And what we have today is our labs for content creation. So we have 4 labs here, 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's what we're going to focus on today, just our labs. And it's really, if you've done any content creation, if you've done social media creation for your company or for yourself, if you're creating a personal brand, you know it can take time, right? So now we're just going to use AI's help to make it easier, faster, and more consistent, more congruent with your voice. So the first module, we're just going to create a marketing asset, in this case, a mascot. They want me to create an owl. I'm not good at owls, so I'll create something else. Then we'll convert that launch report into slides. Then we'll refine those slides and generate images. This will all be done using Canvas inside Gemini. And then we will ask it for feedback. So basically, it's an end-to-end system. It'll help you create these slides. It'll also help you analyze them and see if there's anything missing, anything wrong. Does everybody have access to Gemini? I'm hoping you do. Drop a 0 in the chat if you don't. And it's just as simple as going in, if you've got a Gmail account, you've got access to Gemini. You can get a free trial. That'll give you the pro version, but you don't even really need it for this time. Okay, so just use your Google account, Ikenna, and you'll be able to get into Gemini. And Gemini is literally just gemini.google.com. So nothing that fancy. And at that point, it gives you, just like ChatGPT, a little interaction interface. And today's idea is that Gemini takes the input in one format and then produces the output in a completely different format. Text into images, which we've already done, but now also images into video, documents into slide deck. This is basically multimodal generation. And at every step, you're in charge. You've got to remember that. You are the creative director. You review things for your brand fit, your accuracy. Yeah, it should be any model of Gemini. No problem at all. Make sure, again, because you're in charge, verify the facts and use your own judgment. Context matters. So if you're presenting to your CEO, that's a very different set of slides than if you were presenting to an employee. Okay, so the very first thing, we're going to jump right in. We're going to create an image and a video. And we'll be brainstorming in the text, asking for a range of styles. pick the style you like, and then animate it as a video. Yeah? Any questions so far? I mean, this is pretty straightforward, right? Okay. By the way, in this course 5 in the drive, we also have this thing called labs, this document called labs and prompts for course 5. And if you go in there, you will see it has lab 1, lab 2, each lab has a whole page, lab 3, lab 4. So they're all there. So feel free to copy from there. I'm also going to try to just copy from here and put it in. So what we want to do is, we've got the drive. Okay, I'll drop that link again. Okay. And someone in the chat, if there's anyone else who's got that link, please share the next time someone asks, because people do keep asking. And so what we're going to do now, again, this is just my sample canned version. We're going with the Brightline Analytics. That's the same example we've been going all this time for 4 weeks. This is week 5. And we want to create a nice little mascot for it. Okay. It requires AI Pro. I don't necessarily agree, but I think we can achieve decent results even with the free version. But if you want AI Pro, like I said, every account, every Gmail account gives you a free trial of AI Pro, or you can go to Coursera, sign up for a free account there, and that gives you a 90-day free account with Google's AI Pro. So 7-day free trial at Coursera, get your 90-day AI Pro account for free, and then cancel the Coursera. Otherwise, it'll charge you, and Coursera is not cheap. Yeah. Okay. So what we're going to do is just a simple little prompt here. I want to create a mascot. We're a marketing firm. Give me ideas that range from professional to playful. And same thing. Hi, Dimitri. Good morning. Whereabouts in the world are you, Dimitri? I know you show up every single week, and I'm really appreciative of that. And, that's just very, very, what do you call it? Encouraging that someone on YouTube is followed as well. Okay. So I dropped the prompt in there, and I'm now going to drop that same prompt into Gemini, create a mascot for our onboarding, and let's see what it does. It should give me a few ideas. There we go. Lumen the beacon. Bite the otter. Ooh, I like the chameleon. Or plot the data. Okay, so guys, if you're doing it on yours, you've got some responses there. Pick the one you like. For me, I'm pretty sure it's going to be the chameleon. And you're supposed to pick the one that goes with your brand. If you're doing this for your business or your personal brand, pick something that reflects you, your business. You can select something more professional if your audience is going to be, business people, Fortune 500 companies, that sort of thing. If you're going for local services like gardeners and things of that sort, you might want something more down to earth. So again, just go with what you need. And there's no right answer again. And don't forget also, if you choose a mascot right now, you might change your mind later. You can always put a new one. Yeah. Now they want me to create an owl mascot. I am not going to do that. Okay, actually, no, they do say pick the concept you liked. So in my case, it's not an owl, it's the chameleon. And we will need that image once it's generated. And in my case, he's going to be both silly and hyper. I'm going to make it 3D, warm and welcoming on a blue background. And once it's generated, I'm going to download it because we're going to need it for the next step. Ha! Certainly fun. And for downloading, there's just that little button there, download. Did you guys all get one that's useful for you? I hope you did. And again, if you want to tweak it, you can actually just go in here and say, change the colors, change the percentage sign. I don't like it. Right now, I'm just going to keep going. Interesting images. Yeah. Yep. And this is the thing, everybody says AI art is slop, but honestly, for something like this, I don't have a problem with it. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to select create videos, right? And for that, you need the tools, which is the plus icon here. And you go create video. So that's what we're going to do next. Oh, except this time we're starting a new chat. We're not going in the old chat. So let's go to gemini.google.com. Create a new chat. And I'm going to attach the same image. Again, go ahead and attach the image that you got. Oh, Dimitri, you're in Prague. Thank you for joining us. I know it's quite in the middle of the day there for you, middle of the afternoon. Very cool. All right, and now upload your image into this. So first, select create video. And I'm going to upload my file that I just saved. Open that. And say new. If this is our new mascot, create a new video. So super simple. And again, let's see what kind of videos we get. What kind of mascots did you guys get? Did you get animals? Did you get professional looking people? Did you go for fun or for business-like? More or less business, but nice. Cool. Thanks, Eva. Video generation obviously takes a little bit more time. It's not as quick. Oh, you did choose the owl. Good for you. And what kind of videos are you getting? Good ones? Entertaining ones? I guess it'll take a few minutes still. There we go. I'm not answering their survey right now. Okay, let's see. Spark the Firefly. Oh, neat. I want to see some of these. So if you ever share them, I want to see them. And that was it. Super simple. We got one piece of text, generated an image, took that into video and got a little video from it. Really, really quick, really, really helpful. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to go back into that shared drive. We're going to go into, where'd it go? Shared drive, course number 5, AI for content creation. Remember the sample docs folder? This doc, the onboarding program one, that's the one we're going to use next. So we'll also, for one thing, we're going to take that heavy doc and convert it into a set of slides, a slide deck. Give Gemini a persona. We want it to be an expert designer now. and then ground it in the document. Make sure that everything we're doing is based on the document. And that's the third step there is we're going to verify. Okay, so we've got a launch report, which is very dense, and we want to go ahead and use it. And it's available on the free tier. So we don't need AI Pro for these. Okay, so this time again, we'll need a brand new chat in Gemini. Create a new chat and you can upload the document. Create a text-only slide deck. And this time we want Canvas. See down at the bottom, there's Canvas there. Let's go to Canvas. Let's upload that image from that document from Drive. I'm going to go to Shared with Me, Google AI Professionals, 7-week study group, course 5, sample docs. And let's grab that first document there and insert it. Do we have a study group link? This is the study group. So I'm not sure what you're asking. Text-only slide deck based on the attached program launch. And you can upload your own documents. If you, again, upload your own documents, but please, please, please remember the security aspect. So don't upload documents that have private, sensitive information. Nothing that has your credit card information, nothing that has your social insurance number or your Aadhaar card number or your EPAN or whatever, right? Only basic generic information. Things that anyone can find on your company's website, no problem putting them in ChatGPT, Gemini, or any of the others. But if there's anything that's confidential, when emails get sent around more confidential, do not share those into any of the chats, because even with a team account, I'm not convinced that they don't train on those. And while I was talking, it's already created that little slide deck. So the thing with presentations is basically how it condenses all that amount of information to something that someone can just quickly skim through and understand, right? It's much easier to understand. 30 days, you save 3 hours of manager time, and there are 5 pilot cohort hires, 33% faster by the time a new hire gets productive, that sort of thing. And Umer, you're asking about the certificate. You get the certificate by going to Google Skills and signing up for a free trial there. They have the 7-day free trial. And if you do all these 7 weeks of training or do the weekend intensive, this is also on the Google Drive, on the YouTube channel. The idea is you need to be familiar with all of this stuff. The exam itself is just a multiple choice exam, but you need to be very familiar because multiple choice means if you make a wrong answer, it's a wrong answer. And 7 days is actually more than enough to get your certification. I did it in 10 hours. Okay. So now we're telling it, give me that slide deck. We've got the slide deck and all that dense information is done. Yeah, now let's go edit the slide. We can literally, because this is Canvas, we can edit it right in place. So now we're going to say, update that last slide on the deck to say this. And I better do that on my slide too. Full rollout begins October 1st. Do you have questions is what we're going to say. Last slide right now just says slide 9 of 9. Let's see what it's going to say after we do this. And again, this is simply an example. So when you've got something that you want for your management team or something, the idea is that this is much faster when you're doing it in something like Canvas. Umair, I already answered that question. Okay, so I'm just going to go all the way back to slide 9. There we go. Full rollout begins October 1st. Questions, reach out to people, operations. So that was quick. Now, step 3, now we're going to retarget it for a different audience. Like I said, your CEO has a different priority list than, say, your HR manager or your actual tech team manager, right? So we can simply use this, a single prompt to change who it's aimed at. And that's all we're going to do. And this one is going to be for new hiring managers. So someone doesn't know the process already, they're new, and we want it to have fewer slides. So the old one had 9 slides. Let's see what we do for the new one. And again, it'll take a few minutes. So is everyone able to follow along? Are you getting stuck? If you are, please slow me down and I'm happy to stop and answer any questions you have. The whole point of this 7-week thing is literally that we should be so familiar with the tools that no matter what the questions they ask in their quizzes, we'll be able to handle it. And you can see, I mean, this is really straightforward stuff, right? It's just click a button here, type in something, get an answer, look at the answer. If you don't like it, ask for it to be changed. Okay, so Gemini says I have streamlined the deck into 4 slides there. From 9, we're down to 4. So what has changed and why did we change it? What's changing? The setup time was 90 minutes on day 1. Now it's a half-day window to allow full system access without pressure. That's important, right? And we also have centralized facilitation now, which is great. And the next steps and the launch schedule. And we now we know that it's happening on October 1st, the new rollout. So everything is basically there, but condensed. So only the highlights are there for the new hiring manager. When you're happy with the deck, you can click export to slides, and we'll use the export to slides deck in module 3's lab. I don't think so. Shashank, you're asking about finding Canvas. Tell you what, let me go back to my other thing. I'm going to gemini.google.com. What I'm going to do is going to go to, I'm in Flash, not Flashlight. And in there's Canvas. Does that help, Shashank? You may just need to go into Flash instead of Flashlight. And let's see if we go to Pro. Do we have Canvas there? Yep, Flash and Flash Pro both have it. So use one of those models instead. And by the way, it says videos are free for a limited time. Nice, up to 10 videos a week. Did not know that. Awesome, Shashank. Glad you're able to find it. Okay, so we've done the thing. Now I want to go and export this, right? So just click. Yes, Andrea, we are live streaming right now onto YouTube. So just go there and you'll have it. If you look in the drive, actually, I'm just going to go back to the drive. You'll see the attendee handout at the bottom. That one tells you where the replays are. Actually, it doesn't. Okay, I will add that in there. Good reminder. So skills.google.com is where you go and sign up to get the certificate. Okay. All right. So did I or did I not? I don't recall if I clicked export to slides. Export, and I want to export to slides. You can also obviously make it a PowerPoint or PDF, whatever you like. I'm going to export the slides. New slides created, open slides. You see at the bottom left? You see it? It's right there. And what is it? It's basically just a slides presentation, just like you would do in PowerPoint. Like I said, you can create PowerPoint, you can create PDF, whatever you want. Okay. Now we're going to do to module 3, where we're now going to refine these slides and generate images, one slide at a time, right where you're working. Okay. Same thing. We're going to rewrite for readability to make it short, scannable text, and create illustrations. So when we're creating illustrations, what you want to do is you don't want to have 4 completely different image styles in 4 slides, right? So you'd want the same color, same background, same style. And that's the next step. Is everyone getting on with this? Like, have you got your slides exported now? PowerPoint, PDF, whatever it is you want. Okay. So open the slide deck, export that slide, just one slide. Okay. So with that dense slide selected, Okay, what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to say, create one slide summarizing the onboarding launch report. Create one single slide summarizing the onboarding launch report. This is only so that I can get something that's really dense. And I'll give you all that same thing. Okay, so Dimitri, you pull them out in PDF. Yep, that should work too. I apologize, I'm actually in a different place now. Okay, so now we have a slide with a lot of text, right? Okay, and I'm going to export that one. I like it. I'm going to export as a PDF this time. I want to make this slide readable, write 3 sets of short headlines and descriptions. So, the kind of thing that we're doing, basically. You'll do this for work, right? You have long documents, you just want to simplify it. So again, I'm going to go create a new chat. I'm going to upload that file that I just downloaded, which was the summary PDF. And I'm going to say I want this slide more readable. Omer, I'm not going to show how to get the certificate. I'll do that at the end if we have time. But right now, the focus is really to get through this course. Okay, so now we've got 3 distinct sets of headlines, code snippet. Okay. 3 text options for different slide layouts and presentations. That's awesome. Didn't ask it to give me options. I just wanted a slide. So, oh no, I did want options. So pick and replace, compare it, swap out the old text for the preferred version directly on the slide. Or you can say, this I want this one, but make it shorter, make it more action-oriented, whatever it is. So read what you've got and then pick the one you want and iterate on that. Modern presentation, bullet style. Okay, I like option 2. And then swap the old text for your preferred version directly on the slide. Okay, let's try that. I'm going to copy this for the first bit. And let's see, paste it right in here. Nope, that didn't do it. Okay, was supposed to do it, didn't. Ah, all we need to do is say let's go with option 2. And I'm going to make that back into Canvas and say, make that a slide. All right, everyone following along, able to do this? Now we want to create a matching illustration. Generate an image to illustrate faster time to productivity, which is, I mean, a weird thing to ask for an image for, but okay. We're just showing all the things that we can do. Yeah? Okay. Now insert that into the summary slide. So you see how you're working. You've created the slide. Now you made an image specifically for it. And then you're saying, okay, you like that? Put that into the slide. You can obviously tweak it. You can say instead of people, draw cartoon characters or whatever, or change the text to whatever you want. This is actually pretty good. Before was 45 days, now it's 30 days. So you basically shaved off 1/3 of the time. There is no graphic. This is the thing with AI. It thinks it's done something, and then you have to tell it, no, you didn't. Dingbat. And we're going to say, create another illustration in the same style depicting new higher satisfaction. Also something to share because that does make sense. Still don't see it. I guess Gemini is being a little annoying right now. And if it doesn't do it this time, I'm just going to ignore that step and keep going. But please play with this when you're looking at it, when you're studying for the exam, because you need to be able to do this, right? They won't ask you in the exam how to do this or to do this live, but they will ask you questions about it. So you need to be very familiar with the process. Any questions so far? Interactive slide. Okay. 3 times and still no image. Got into an image gen loop and had to stop Gemini. Yeah, it looks like something's going on there. Very strange. Okay, what if I download this and maybe it shows up correctly in there? Doubt it, but hey. Oh, there's an image there. It's not the same image, but hey, it's an image. I don't like it. So play around with this, experiment with this. Clearly, it's not always going to do what we wanted it to do. And you can also tell it to scale the pattern for every technique in the thing, in the deck. Asking us for the process, would we be granted access to the Gemini model itself? If you mean during the quizzes for the certificate, no. That is a completely separate process. You would just need to have your own Gemini access. The exam is separate. It's just like, it's like going to your university for an exam. They don't give you extras. Okay, and now we've got the final session, which is basically you want design feedback from uh, design feedback from Gemini upon something that you have already created. Yeah. So the way you do this is, you want Gemini to be an expert. So what you do is you tell Gemini to give you the kind of principles that you would want an expert to use. And then you base your analysis upon that. So again, we've got the scenario is someone has already created a recruiting flyer. You don't actually like it. You don't know what's wrong with it, but you want feedback on it because you don't want to start from scratch. So again, we'd start a fresh chat. And this time we paste the prompt below. What are some guidelines that should be followed when it comes to designing a recruiting flyer? So as you can see, I mean, we're just using words that make sense to us, right? This is not rocket science at all. And why do we want the guidelines first? Because if we are not experts, we don't know what the review should do. By asking Gemini, we now know as well. And then we can actually make sure that what it's giving us will be something useful. So first, I'm going to put that in. What are the guidelines? And you can use this for all kinds of things, right? If you're designing flyers if you've got a print shop and you want a flyer for that. So what kind of things should you make sure to cover? Maybe you need to tell them about, if you order business cards, you have a 24-hour express delivery and it costs so much, like whatever it is that makes sense for your business, your personal brand. This all through this session, we're going to say this is all sample examples. These are Mickey Mouse examples, just so that we can have something to work with. Okay, and these are actually pretty good guidelines, right? You should have clear message, visual hierarchy, good content blocks, and technical and formatting best practices. Very good. And now step 2, we're going to upload that flyer. The flyer is again in course 5, sample docs, that flyer, the recruiting flyer draft. So what we're going to say is, in the same chat, we're simply going to attach the second document. And for YouTube, I have pasted that as 2 prompts, not 1. And let's go attach again. I'm going to just add it from the drive. Find the shared with me. Course 5, sample documents. And this time we want document number 2. Insert that. So if you look at that document, might as well look at it. It's just a whole lot of text, right? Not much detail in there. Great selling points, but again, it's a wall of text, weak headline and lead. We're sharing too much about our internal process, and we're not telling them a simple way to reach out to us. So these are the specific recommendations it's got. And now we want, so assume that someone in your company, maybe an intern, maybe a new hire, submitted this document to you, this flyer. You want to give them some feedback on what it did well, what it didn't do well. So always, always start with what's working well, and then say what needs to change. Again, you are not attacking the person. You're simply talking about the output they gave you. So again, you're being gentle, but you're still getting your point across. Gentle but thorough. And include praise where appropriate. That's just me. I'm just enhancing it. You don't have to. There we go. That's actually a really nice start, right? You've done a great, fantastic job capturing all the compelling reasons. Very cool. And that's it. So why is it important that you do this? It's because if someone gives you any kind of output and you need to provide a response, you should do that as soon as you can, because output delayed is basically a big friction point, right? The person who gave you the thing is wondering what happened. Is there something wrong? Why are they not talking? Why are they not telling me what to do next? And you yourself are harassed by that thing sitting in your head. It's sitting there. So get them the specific output fast every time. And that's it. So basically all we did today is we went through some really dense documents, made some slides, created a mascot, created a video with that mascot. And we also used AI as a quick way to analyze something that's presented by someone and give them feedback on it. Any questions? Were you able to follow along? Fingers crossed. Yeah? Okay. So that's it. And the homework is basically do this on your own time, make it relevant to yourself. Use examples from your work, from your life. Maybe you're planning a trip with friends and you've got, speaking of a trip, by the way, we've got the trip to the Christmas in Europe next year. If anyone's interested, show up for the Thursday briefing. I'm just going to give you a quick overview. It's going to be fun. But yeah, that's basically it for today. Okay, now I'm going to go back to Umair. You had that question about skills. So I'm going to go to skills.google.com. What's there on Thursday? Okay, let me tell you what's there on Thursday. Okay, it's being slow. It's basically just, I'm just going to pull up one of my events. This one, the Info Session Central Europe. Next year, November or December 2027, we are going to do a group trip to Europe if anyone's interested. Going to Budapest, Vienna, and Prague. Visit the historical centers, browse the Christmas markets. So if you want to come along, it's just an info session. You can ask questions. I'll hopefully have some answers for you. Anyway, so skills.google.com. If you go in there and you search for Google AI Professional Certificate. Where'd it go? Not cloud. Nope. Let's get, this is the one that we want because I know I've done this today. Please sign in to access this content. If you go and sign up, you can sign up for a 7-day free trial. You'd have to use a Gmail account and use one that you have not already used with Google Skills. And that's basically it. In there, you find the Google AI Professional Certificate course and sign up. And there's 7 lessons, the same 7 that we're done. It's got the same videos that are in the handout. So these videos here is basically the same videos that you're going to watch during the training that you officially have to do. And then there's a quiz at the end of each chapter. And once you've done all 7 chapters, then all 7 modules, then you, at the end of each, if you successfully pass the quiz, you get your certificate for that one, your badge. And after you've got all 7 badges, you get the certificate. Took me only about 10 hours to do this. So, Omer, if you're still around, that's literally all you need to do. Any questions? We have 4 minutes. No? All right. There's no questions, then I will give you back 4 minutes of your life. Yes, the exams are based on each module. So you basically watch the video, read the documents that, of course, they have to, it's multimodal learning. Some people learn better by video, some people learn better with text. So you get everything. You read, you watch the videos, you read through the text, you do the examples, which by this time you will have already done. The exam is not going to be conducted, it's self-paced. So it is totally up to you. You start with lesson 1, you do the quiz. You do lesson 2, you do the quiz. Lesson 3, you do the quiz. After all 7 lessons, if you've passed them all, there is no final exam. It is just, you did 7 badges, you've got your certificate, there you go. And the certificate you can share on LinkedIn, you can share wherever else. So it's pretty good. If you look at my LinkedIn, Ritik, it's literally in Google Skills. There's nothing magical about it. So once you get the badges, you simply click the button and get your certificate. It's that simple. Just make sure that you do it within your 7-day window because it's a 7-day free trial. After the 7-day window, you'll have to pay, $49 or something if you haven't got it. Or start a new Gmail account and do it again, however that works. All right, I will give you back 3 minutes of your life. Have a great day, and I will see you next week. Bye, guys.